am with Dickon, and he's an archer from the 100 Years' War, and we've been talking about Agincourt, haven't we? Tell us about your role as an archer in the Agincourt.
Well, I'm the most numerous troop type in the English Army at this point. We're a professional army. Unlike the French, who are a feudal levy, we're professional soldiers. And the most numerous troop type was the archer, because we are the easiest. It takes time to train us, but once we're there, and we're less expensive than men at arms and knights, so hence we're more numerous, and our King Henry knew this and used it to his best advantage.
Of course, and can I just talk to you about the famous sort of theory that the V sign came from the Battle of Agincourt. So first of all, what was the V sign? What is the theory behind the V sign?
Apparently the myth is that the fact that when an archer was captured on campaign, they would cut the 3 fingers off to deny him the use of the bow. We have looked into this in great depth over the years. We cannot find anywhere a mention or a picture or a reference to this ever happened. So we actually think it's a Victorian fallacy.
Really?
It's easier, think practically, it's easier just to kill the man, because he might have lost his fingers, but he's still got his knowledge to pass on. And it makes perfect sense just to kill him on the spot. Job done, so, you know.
Well, there's that theory gone. That's destroyed that.
Constantly learning.
Yeah, of course. No, it's great to know these facts. Can you tell me about this bow here that you've got in front of you?
Well, this is a great bow or a war bow. The term longbow is a Victorian word. We wouldn't have known this. Great bow. It's a stout piece of timber, normally about 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3". It's made, the best bows are made of yew, like this one here, and it's very distinctive because of that. It's got 2 separate colours. That's one piece of wood. We've got the heartwood that likes to be held under compression or squeezed. We've got the sapwood, which likes to be held under tension or stretched. That makes a really good naturally laminated spring, which means if I had a bow maybe of ash, the same size, this would always give me more power. So yew is the most sought after, but it's quite hard to get hold of.
And how much are you pulling here?
This one I'm pulling about, this is a light pounded bow because I'm on a short range. I'm pulling 60 to 70 on this one.
And what was an archer, traditional archer, what would he have pulled?
A lot more than that. We have references, if we look at things like the Mary Rose, which is a little bit later, but it's the biggest source of bows that we have, they're pulling over 100 pounds, up to 180, which is a phenomenal amount of poundage. And it affects the human body because of that. It causes a slight curvature of the spine, a slight thickening of the forearm and the forearm muscles. It causes the bone on the shoulder. When you're young, the tip floats, free floating, and it should ossify with age. The typical mark of an archer is all that strain going through the shoulders, it never happens. And we know this from battlefield graves that we've found, archaeology. We can pick out the archers straight away because of these subtle deformities through what they're doing.
Yeah, fascinating. Well, I know that you're going to give us an example of how this works. So let's see a bit of that, shall we?
So literally, I'm going to take an arrow. Now, most of us would either keep them in the back of our belt, on the ground, or some archers would even hold the arrows in the hand while they're shot. It means you can get to them quickly. You can see how easy that was just to take it out, place it on. I place it on the bow. The cock feather stands proud. My technique means I don't wear a brace, I don't wear a wrist guard, because I cant the bow over at an angle so that the string avoids my wrist.
What's the significance of this feather then that needs to be?
It's the cock feather. It stands away from the bow. If I had it on the cock, i.e. the wrong way round, when we loose the arrow, it hits the timber strips the fletching away, and the arrow loses its stability in flight. I've got a different colour cock feather. Sometimes I just put a smidgen of blood or a mark on a feather just to signify that. And you can see as we look at the tip, it's always at 90 degrees to the groove or the knock in the end of the arrow. So that's how we know the arrow is set correctly.
And a trained archer, how many of these arrows would he have been able to fire in, say, a minute?
Well, first of all, we shoot rather than fire. Fire is guns. That hasn't really happened yet.
Sorry.
So we would shoot all this. That's okay. It's a common mistake. From the records that we find, the average, just to qualify, you had to prove that you could shoot 16 aimed arrows a minute.
Wow, okay, so...
That's a lot happening.
And times that by how many archers you had on a front line?
Agincourt, you've got 5,000 archers. At that rate of shooting, you've got your third arrow up in the air as your first one's coming in. So that's approximately 15,000 arrows in the air at any one time.
Oh, that's great, Dick. Well, I'm going to let you have a fire of that. And I'm going to stand clearly out the way.
Right. So I'm going to move forward to a typical defensive position known as a hedgehog. This is to stop enemy cavalry. I'm going to shoot at a close range target because I'm on a very small range. So I'm going to go forward, I'm going to shoot my position, and here we go.
Oh my word, so that's hit him in the left eye.
Hit the target. We'll try again, see if we can get a bit more central. And you can see, good grouping. One more.
Really good grouping.
Should we go and have a look?
Yeah, please, that'd be great.
So here we have the target. What I've got in the target here is to replicate human flesh. And you can see I've got male. What I haven't got is the padding, but that wouldn't make much difference.
Can I just point out to the viewers that this has gone right back significantly by a good few inches here as well.
And it's gone straight through. It's hit the ring, it's burst the ring open. It's broken rings around it, and it's drawn all those rings into the wound. It's drawn any fabric you're wearing from the padded tunic underneath would be drawn into the wound again. That causes infection.
Yeah.
The wound would fester. I don't give much for his chances.
Well, thank you so much, Dickon. That's been great. I want to have a go myself, but I won't put anybody else in danger.
That's fine, no problem.
Thank you so much.